You are on this very planet that Chukwokika Biama created to his glory. We welcome you to another explosive exposition of the very fraudulent contraption, the very diseased abomination that the British created for the enslavement of the children of light. We have come to destroy. We have come to render asunder. We have come to decimate that very tower of darkness, that very zoological republic, that very cesspit of iniquity and of evil. We have come that the blind may see. We have come that the deaf may hear. We have come that even those who through no fault of theirs, but as a result of having subjected themselves to a very disastrous educational system in the zoo, they have become stupid. Here we have come to enlighten and to educate, without any apologies to anybody, without mincing words, without fear before our enemies, determined and resolute, indestructible, and the precipitous collapse of the zoo is inevitable. Absolutely inevitable. The devil may try all it can. Those who go before them to peddle falsehood, those who go to work for them, those who are the workers of darkness and of iniquity, we can assure them that we are resolute, we are determined, and there is nothing anybody can do to stop this very invade as many times as you like, kill as many people as you like, propagate falsehood after falsehood as many times as you like, buy up every media space in the zoo, go and connive with people in the diplomatic circles abroad, eyebrow consultancy firm in the world, select some diplomats in the zoo and bribe them. Select those you send to the key countries around the world. None of these things you're doing is capable of stopping us. It doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter what you write. It doesn't matter the type of chatter you have behind our backs. All those things you're doing is a complete and utter waste of time, because Biafra must come. There is nothing anybody can do about it. That is why we preach this gospel. That is why we propagate. But there is one thing I want all of us to understand this very evening. We are facing a very formidable array of enemies, both external and within. And we are going to overcome each and every one of these obstacles. That I can assure you, that they may know that the God we worship is an invisible God, not a God that was wrought by the hands of men. For we do not worship idol, and we can never ever worship idol. Is impossible. This very family, this IPOB, belongs to the Most High. And that is how it's going to be until Biafra comes and beyond, to eternity. This evening, I want to place it on record that our enemies are intensifying their attack against us from every corner. I am not saying this as lamentation or complaint. I am only trying to prepare our people for what is to come. You are being prepared for what is to come. The time has come to separate the chaff from the wheat itself. Our march is very, very near. The enemies are trembling, they are quaking, they are doing all they can to try to stop us. But they have failed very woefully, and they will continue to fail. But I want to tell you that we are getting attacks from everywhere all over the world. And very soon, they will buy over some of you. They will buy some of you over. The spirit of Oba Biasika and Ifajuna are still in some of you. When the time comes, they will buy you over. I am not doing this program tonight to ask all of you to be strong. I am doing it to remind you, not that if they succeed in buying you over, you're not going to stop what we're doing. You can't. You cannot. Not in a trillion years. But I need you to appreciate one very simple fact. That at the end of this very race, everybody will testify that indeed Chukwuka Biama, the same God of Israel, of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the same God of Ehiri in Aguleri, the same God of Umweri, the same God of Ora Eri, the same God of Owe Eri, the same God of Arochukwu. Not to be nobody, the true God, one true God. You will know that indeed, not only is he omnipotent, that same God is the owner of this very agitation. No human being can stop it. We have enemies, and we need to be very, very careful, both within and without. Very, very careful. The next 2 weeks will be very pivotal. Next 2 weeks will be very, very important in the life, or should I say, in this very mission that we have embarked upon. The devil will do everything. And you are going to watch spectacularly how we are going to destroy and shame the enemy. That at the end, every glory and adoration will belong to God and not to man. Now let us go and tell you what is happening that some of you do not understand. I want those of you who are hardcore, those who were chosen before you were born. There were some people who were chosen before they were born to agitate for Biafra restoration. This is a message for you. Those who from their mother's womb they were born to do this very work. You must be very, very strong. Because Biafra will open the eyes of black people all over the world. Because Biafra will mean that blacks from America, blacks from the Caribbean, from Southern America, they will all flood into Africa. It will be like the time that Yeshua was born. Biafra is like a light, a beacon. They will follow it. They will say, let us go and see what is happening there. That is what these no-colonialists do not want. They don't want Biafra to come. I am telling our people so they understand. The mountains, I didn't say one mountain, the mountains in front of us that we need to overcome. And for us to overcome it, we need to be very strong mentally, mental strength. Just like when you're doing anything in life, and it appears as if you are being buffeted from everywhere. That is the time that you no longer rely on willpower or your muscles. You go to your brain to endure and to persevere and to keep going until you overcome. That is the stage we are in right now. To make sure that our brain is in gear to confront everything the Janjaweed has to throw at us. We don't have money. Their budget is over $20 billion to fight us. They can bribe Facebook. They can buy them off. They can do anything they like. They can come to some of you and bribe you off. They can promise you what you've never had before. They can give you maybe a house in Dubai. They can promise you a vehicle. They can tell you, oh, we'll make you vice president. They can promise you anything to make sure that you're like them. But this very IPOB, this very hardcore is not going to move. And I will tell you why we can't move.
We have tried to live in Nigeria designed by Great Britain and handed to us. We have found it difficult to live in that Nigeria. We have fought a civil war, killed so many people, and still we have the same problems reoccurring. Perhaps the time has come to revisit the very foundations of Nigeria.
you are on this very planet that Chukwokika Biama created to his glory. We welcome you to another explosive exposition of the very fraudulent contraption, the very diseased abomination that the British created for the enslavement of the children of light. We have come to destroy. We have come to render asunder. We have come to decimate that very tower of darkness, that very zoological republic, that very cesspit of iniquity and of evil. We have come that the blind may see. We have come that the deaf may hear. We have come that even those who through no fault of theirs, but as a result of having subjected themselves to a very disastrous educational system in the zoo, they have become stupid. Here we have come to enlighten and to educate without any apologies to anybody, without mincing words, without fear before our enemies, determined and resolute, indestructible, and the precipitous collapse of the zoo is inevitable. Absolutely inevitable. The devil may try all it can. Those who go before them to peddle falsehood, those who go to work for them, those who are the workers of darkness and of iniquity, we can assure them that we are resolute, we are determined, and there is nothing anybody can do to stop this very invade as many times as you like, kill as many people as you like, propagate falsehood after falsehood as many times as you like, buy up every media space in the zoo, go and connive with people in the diplomatic circles abroad, eyebrow consultancy firm in the world, select some diplomats in the zoo and bribe them. Select those you send to the key countries around the world. None of these things you're doing is capable of stopping us. It doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter what you write. It doesn't matter the type of chatter you have behind our backs. All those things you're doing is a complete and utter waste of time, because Biafra must come. There is nothing anybody can do about it. That is why we preach this gospel. That is why we propagate this very message of redemption. That is why Elohim said that Biafra will come. You will not fire a bullet, but Biafra will come. Because Chukwokika has gone before us. And you will hear what will happen to the zoo in weeks and months to come. This is 1 year, 2020. They will never, ever, ever in their lives forget. It does not matter what the enemy does, is irrelevant. Buy over Twitter, buy over Facebook, bribe the British High Commissioner to Nigeria, bribe the US Ambassador to Nigeria, department in America. Nigeria is an evil entity, very, very satanic. You want to change the narrative. It's IPOB, they're the aggressors. I saw some women, was it yesterday? Give them their Biafra. We don't want to die. Look at murderers calling other people murderers. Can you believe such nonsense? The Fulani leaders, you cannot win. You cannot defeat IPOB. You people were the ones that established many terror organizations in Nigeria in a bid to overwhelm the country and take over the territories for your Fulani people. IPOB became a stumbling block to that very janjaweed expansionist tendency. True or false? Am I lying? You were ruling Nigeria before, doing everything you like, controlling NMPC, controlling the seaport, customs, everywhere you ever. Now, finally, because you felt that you subdued everybody else, now you can now march on with your foot soldiers into the east, because you've taken over Yoruba land. Of course, I know that very well. You came and we said, no, you can't come into this land to take it. Come and do your business and go. You said no. Now, because we defeated Mietiala, you now brought in police and army with official uniform, official badge to come and kill people. And I also want to remind Twitter, because they're listening. Twitter, please. Do you know that in the Nigerian army and police, there are terrorists there? Are you aware that Nigeria actively recruited terrorists, killers and murderers and rapists, and gave them army and police uniforms? Are you aware of that? How can anybody, Yoruba journalists, how can you people in your infantile stupidity refer to Nigeria as having an army or Nigeria police? Or where are those terrorists that they conscripted into the Nigerian army and Nigerian police? Where are they? People without shame, where are they? I'm asking you. Fulani, you want to change the narrative? Of course not. They want to put the blame of insecurity in Nigeria on IPOB. Can you believe that? Can you believe these people? Can you believe them? Can you believe these people? And luckily, as God will have it, they are slaughtering themselves in the north. But IPOB securing the east are the ones to be blamed for the insecurity in the east. There is a clip I want everybody to play, please. Who opposed them opened his mouth and said, I invited the army to come into Olo. There was nothing happening. Fulani, who opposed them gave Fulani land in Olo to do Ruga, Fulani settlement. And we said no. We drove the Fulani murderers and terrorists away. Who opposed them now invited his friends, his masters from the north, to bring in their army and heavy machinery into Olu to kill us. That was how all these things started. All of you have forgotten. My black people in this UG, black, you have all forgotten the Genesis. The same way that all of you that are blaming Boko Haram is a terrorist group, Boko Haram, what they're doing. But when Nigerian police were busy killing their leader and killing everybody else, all of you were just there drinking Fradununu. Or doing betting on Chelsea versus Man U, or Liverpool versus Man City. Nigeria army and police will go out and commit atrocity upon atrocity. All of you will be there, you keep quiet. Any day, those people out of anger rise up and retaliate. All of you baboons and monkeys will start writing rubbish. Do you know why? Because you have no conscience, you have no soul, you're a black person, you are the embodiment of evil. Is the truth. I don't care who bans whoever or whatever, I don't give a toss. I must preach the truth. Black people are wicked. By nature, very wicked people. That is why you forget the atrocities that your police and your army always commit. You forget. In a twinkle of an eye, you forget. Our army, our police. Now, listen to me very carefully, please. You are blaming ESN, whereas it is the same Fulani terrorists masquerading as headsmen that are responsible for orchestrating all the insecurity in and around Nigeria. Fulani, you have Boko Haram. Fulani, talking about insecurity in the east. Hey. Whereas 91 people were slaughtered yesterday. Yesterday, they were killed yesterday. You have the guts. You people have no shame. You have the guts to stand up and be talking about insecurity in the East. And you're a senator from Kebbi State or Kebbi, whatever they call it. And 91 of your constituents were slaughtered. You didn't see it. You are talking about East. Fulani, who formed Boko Haram. Fulani, who formed ISIS in West Africa province, ISWAP. Fulani, who formed Miyetti Allah. Fulani, who formed Ansar. Fulani, who formed these headsmen and bandits you claim are foreign. Fulani, who brought out murderers and killers and terrorists from prison and gave them military and police uniforms. It is you people. You have now spread them around the country, causing mayhem, abducting people from schools. These are the same place. Hi, these people. Fulani, you think everybody's as stupid as you are? You go, you kidnap students from their schools in the north, you get ransom, you buy more arms, you embolden yourselves. You have the guts to conduct a live press conference talking about insecurity in the East. Don't people have shame? Anyway, you don't. Who are the bandits, or should I say terrorists, taking hostages of school children and demanding ransom? Are they not Miyetti Allah, Miyetti, the chief negotiator? Who are the people destroying farms, raping and killing their victims daily around Nigeria? Fulani. Fulani. You know what? How they manage to convince some of you is what I find astonishing, despite the overwhelming evidence. How they...
Before you, proud to be a servant of such a heroic people. Today I stand before you to proclaim that our heroic youth in the various fronts have turned the tide of this war. They have smashed all enemy offensives directed at our destruction. In the air, they have destroyed systematically the sinews of Nigeria's military might. The Biafran Air Force, small as it is, has stopped the entire oil flow of Nigeria from the mainland west. All protestations to the contrary by the British Broadcasting Corporation and Harold Wilson are mere wishful thinking. Our gallant boys are men tempered of steel. They have wrested the initiative from the Gawan enemy, and the Nigerian hordes are in trepidation and on the point of rout. The confusion of the enemy in the battlefields is only matched by the confusion in his home. Fight on, brave boys, fight on, heroes of our fatherland. Pursue the enemy, harass him, destroy the invader. March on, brave boys, now that victory is in sight. March on and hasten the disintegration of the enemy already set in motion. March on, young men.
The foundation for the liberation and independence of Biafra has been laid by this government, and it is very, very strong. We build this particular foundation of the liberation on solid rock. Are you not seeing it? We are not shaking. I am standing very, very strong, making sure that I'm taking the bullet that they are firing at Biafra people, because their target is you. They believe that once they take Mazen Amdekan out of the way, they will come for all of you. That is exactly what is happening in other parts of Nigeria, because nobody is there to stand on the way for them. And they are annihilating people, killing them, sending them to IDP camp. I told them, you see this face, okay, deceive very well. To deceive you. The momentum of the Biafra liberation today have necessitated all the discussion you see. Everybody is talking. Release Mazen Amdekan. Why are they keeping him? Some of them claim that he was not fighting the way I'm fighting, but you kidnap him. Some of them are now addressing him as a gentleman, but you went and they kidnapped a gentleman. They say, oh, he's more reasonable. He's not, but you kidnap him. What were you thinking? All of them contributed money. When Mazen Amdekan was speaking, it was their headache. They couldn't sleep every day. Oh, Mazen Amdekan, he's destroying Alibo. Oh, Mazen Amdekan, he's doing this, he's doing that. Today, Mazen Amdekan is no longer destroying Alibo. Mazen Amdekan is no longer causing problem. Mazen Amdekan is no longer is the good man. He's the only man now that is very reasonable. And I have not even started, because you see Woto,
Agaku Nigeria Igwe. Agaku Nigeria Igwe. And you know the next level is by taking all their terrorist barracks, taking all the government houses. That is the next level we will go because it is part of the defense of our land. These places are places where the attack against our people are being planned.
Onwere otu ọ ga-abụ ma gị ma ha nwere ike dakọta ọnụ ka akpa ihe ọfụma nwee nkwekọrịta otu a ga-esi gaa n'ihu.
Ihe na-eme na ndị be anyị wụ na ha na-aghọtachi anyị na-eme ọfụma. Ịjụọ ha sị na m chọrọ ikewapụ Biafra n'ime Nigeria na ọ bụghị ihe ziri ezi na iwu obodo ha akwadoghị ya. Nna ajụ ha sị ya ke ụzọ chọrọ isi imi ya. Asị na ọwụ ka aga mee ntuli aka elu anyị bịanyecha aka atụcha vootu aga na ebe a na-eme iwu anọrọ akpa ya ekwekọrịta anyị gawa n'iru. Njụọ ha ndị na-eme iwu obodo Nigeria mmadụ ole si Kano steeti pụta 44 ọ bụ mmadụ ole na-emekwe n'iwu a si Abia, Imo na Bayelsa pụta ha erughị sọsọ Kano steeti. Ọ bụzi ụzọ dị anya ka ị ga-esi wee nweta ihe a ibu n'obi ebe ndị ọwa anyị na ha na-awụ nọchiri egburu agara agbachi ụzọ nọchi ebe niile efe adịghị ụzọ adịghị.
anyị wee na-efe arụsị iwe were iwe gị na ọmụma gị wee bịa leta anyị ụmụ anyị wee na-anwụsị ụfọdụ nọ n'ụzọ ije ha anaghị alọta ụlọ ọzọ nne na nna wee na-ata ahụhụ wee na-ata ikikere eze nwaanyị kunye ka ọ gaa ubi gaa rụọ ọrụ Fulani chiri ehi bata ebe ala gị niile n'iyi okwu ebepụ ya isi anyị bụ ka anyị kpọkụ onye nwe anyị n'ugwu Awụsa ahụ ejide anyị wee gbuo ihe ọbụla anyị mara aka n'ime ha si maka ha aga n'ihu elekwa ọdụ ụgbọ mmiri n'igwe ọcha bụ ememiri agha nke dị na Kalaba otu aka ahụ anyị na-ala nsọ ebe Biafra bụ ndị kọstọm sokwenye anyị n'etiti anyị
anyị anọghị n'ime mmiri kama kọstọm juru ebe niile ha wee na-ata anyị ahụhụ anyị kwuo kwesịpụta anyị ka kpọchie anyị kwuo kwesịpụta anyị ka gbagbuo anyị onye nwe anyị na Chineke na nke bi n'igwe ọ bụ ụzọ dị anya ka isi wee hụ ndị iro anyị n'anya wee karịa ndị nke gị akwa anyị bụ ụmụ Chineke akwa ọba aha anyị ka anyị na-aza akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza ike Chukwu akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza amara Chineke akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza Chisom akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza Chizoba nna nke dị nsọ onye ime eluigwe dịka otu onye iro dị na anyị bụ ụmụ gị bịa ka iwe zọpụta anyị bịa ka iwe napụta anyị n'aka ọjọọ ihe bịa ka iwe lụọrọ anyị ọgụ bịa ka iwe tituo ozu ọ bụ ọkọwa mgbe emilere Goliath Chineke nna nke igwe wee memire Fero sikwa otu a mee ka Fero ka ọ guzo n'ihu ụmụ ndị IPOB ka o wee taa akwapụ ikuni ụtọ ọzọ ị ga na-edu anyị n'ụzọ niile nke ezi omume ọ bụla adịghị na anyị na-aga ndagwurugwu onyinye ọnwụ ọ bụ gụ nwa bụ ekekere eluigwe n'ụwa onye ọbụla kere gị nweghị mmalite nweghị ọgwụgwụ kama anyị onwe anyị kwa anọkwa ahụ ofu ụbọchị anyị ga-anwụ n'ezie kama marakwa na okwu gị na-anọgide gị ruo mgbe ebighị ebi ọ bụ ya mere anyị ji were gị n'anya isi anyị wee na-asị nna nke dị nsọ bịa ka iwe gosi anyị Biafra na ndụ na-abụghị n'ọnwụ bịa ka iwe mee ka ebe gị na amara gị wee kpuchiri anyị ka uwe bịa ka iwe zọpụta ndị nke gị bịa ka iwe mee ka Biafra wee bịa ka anyị na-ewetụta na nsọpụrụ na ịja mma site n'aha gị onye bụ Chukwu nke abịa ma
Ise, Biafrans, I welcome you all. I welcome each and every one of you who have seated to listen to us this evening. As I welcome you, I thank you for joining us on this hallowed platform, IPOB, Western Cape Media TV. I say to you, welcome, my fellow Biafrans, comrades, and lovers of freedom. Wherever you are, I said, may you live to see Biafra. As I welcome you this evening, I would like you to welcome others. Welcome your friends, your family, your neighbors, and every lover of freedom that reside around you. Welcome them to this platform this evening. I want you to share this program. Make sure that you share this program before you start watching us. As we always say, first thing first, share this program, like this program, comment on this program if necessary, because we are all here to learn. So if you have anything that you think that has to do with the topic we are discussing, you can do as well comment. So I welcome you. And like I always say, we have never and will never take your presence and your support for granted. We will never. So we appreciate it that you are here this evening, irrespective of the challenges of things. You have made it as a duty to always join us whenever we're live. So we appreciate you. We appreciate your support. And we'll keep praying that Chukwu Kikabiyama will never leave or forsake you. He will continue to provide for you the money to buy data so that you can always be here. Because it requires data to be here. You are not here for free. Nothing is for free. As far as this world is concerned, money makes things go round. So I welcome each and every one of you, and those who will join, who will be joining us also are welcome.
This is IPOB Western Cape Media TV. And I want you to know that in this platform, common sense rules. We believe in common sense. And like they say, common sense is not common in actual sense. So this is the place we use our common sense. You don't need too much education to be part of this family. All you need to do is to listen attentively, follow us in sequence, use your common sense. Then the rest, they say, is history. We do not believe in saga here. We do not believe in propaganda. We do not involve ourselves in opposition for the sake of opposition. We do not believe in name callings or maligning people's characters or names. Whatever we say, it's verifiable. So you can go and verify every information coming from this platform. So I want you to understand that this is a place to be. This is a place to be at this moment in time. In this struggle, we need to be truthful. We need to be fearless. We need to be bold as a lion and as wise as a serpent. You must have these characteristics for you to be part of this family. So I welcome you to this hallowed platform this evening. And I want you to know we are live in all our social media platforms. We are live on our Facebook page, IPOB Western Cape Media TV. We are live on our YouTube channel, IPOB Western Cape Media TV. We are live on our X, IPOB Western Cape Media TV. All you need to do is to go there, follow us on all our social media handles. If people are following us, we have a lot of followers. But some people, I don't know, for reason best known to them, they don't want to follow us, but we must continue. Nothing will deter us. Nothing will kill our zeal and our determination to contribute our quota to the restoration of the sovereign state of Biafra. And I want you to know that we are our line, our WhatsApp lines, or rather our WhatsApp line is open. As you can see under me, you see the written words going. You look closely. Our WhatsApp line is there. You can as well call in to this program to make a contribution if you think you have anything to say in regards to the topic we are treating this moment. I am happy to see you, and I know you are also happy to see me. And if this is your first time to join us here, now, this is IPOB Western Cape Media TV. Here, we speak nothing but the truth. We are without fear nor favor. We are fearless before our enemies. We are not here to represent any individual, but to represent and to defend our fatherland Biafra. Because to us, it is Biafra today, tomorrow, and forever. If you are offended by our resolve, we have no apologies for that. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB worldwide. And his position is incontestable. IPOB is here to restore Biafra. And we are not going to be swayed till Biafra is restored. I welcome you to IPOB Western Cape Media TV, saying it the way it is. Yes, we say it the way it is. We say things the way they are because we are fearless before our enemies. Because truth is our hallmark. We cannot do without telling the truth. We are not afraid to speak the truth, nor the consequences thereof. We are only afraid not to speak the truth. That is what makes us uncomfortable. As long as we speak the truth, it is okay for us. So here we are known for saying the truth at all times without fear of what may follow. I always say it. Every one of us has but one life. Immediately, you shut your eyes and you could not open it anymore. That ends it. Both the big and small. As you already know, just last week here, two larger than life people, two people who think that they are in control of things on life, which is Iwanyanwu first, Ifeanyi second. These two individuals, if they were told 2 weeks ago that they are not going to be here alive today, they would say you are a fake prophet. They will never believe it because they have money. And they think that with money they can buy anything, they can buy health, they can buy good health, buy good life, buy anything that money can buy. Yes, partially they are true. Yeah, they are correct. You can buy anything that money could buy. But you cannot buy good health and life. These two things is beyond money. The rest, money can buy. But you see these two? Good health. I'm not talking about health. I'm talking about good health and life. No money can buy these two things. So, if you like, take what belongs to all the world and put it in your pocket. One day, it will be over for you. And those things will be counted as vanity upon vanity. So, I just want you to know that the reason we are not afraid is the highest thing you can do is to come after us, to take our life. If Chukwuokike allows you to succeed, life continues and Biafra will come. That is one thing. Whether Mazi Ebuchi is here or not, the truth is that Biafra will come. It must. Those who died in 1967, 1970, they thought, well, maybe when they were dying, they thought it's over. No, Biafra continues after 50-something years. So Biafra is a nation. It's above every individual. Biafra is immortal, can never die. As long as we live, as long as our generation, our lineage continue, as long as there are people living in that location called Biafra, that Biafra continues until the end of everything. If there is anything like that, which I doubt. So I bring greetings to you from my coordinator, Mazi Innocent Alia. Mazi Innocent Alia is the IPOB Western Cape Zone representative, representing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in flesh and in blood here in this zone. Mazi Innocent Alia is a leader to be respected. He's a hardcore Biafran, a true believer, ardent follower and listener of Onyendu and his command. Mazi Innocent Alia is a man that has sacrificed not just his wealth, but his time, his sweat, and in the process, he puts also his life, his personality, and his family in line for the sake of Biafra. These are men that we should respect, irrespective of anything. Men who are willing to go beyond and above for Biafra to be restored. Men who have denied themselves everything for Biafra. These are the men that we should revere and respect. So, Mazi Innocent Alia is the coordinator representing Onyendu, and he is doing a very wonderful work, making sure that Biafra and IPOB did not die in this part of the world. Because of his quality of leadership and sincerity, IPOB Western Cape stands strong, standing out from other zones around the world. Today we have IPOB Western Cape Media TV. If it is not because of his determination and resoluteness, it may never be possible. So great things coming from him, and I want you to remember, as I always say, we have imposters, we have criminals parading themselves as IPOB Western Cape, and also we have people who DOS created. And, DOS is supposed to be bringing IPOB together, but surprise, surprise, they are the ones scattering things. They created a parallel IPOB in Western Cape. They created a parallel IPOB Western Cape representative. So the reason I made this explanation all the time is for you to be true. I mean, for you to be aware, because times are evil. The name of the coordinator representing IPOB, representing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in this zone is called Mazi Innocent Alia. Any other name, disregard. I know the reason. Because curse upon those who goes or directly working against this struggle. IPOB, to be part of IPO, to be an IPOB is not by force. There are rules set. If you want to be part of this family, there are rules set for you to follow. You must follow it, because this is a voluntary something. It's not something you said, I'm here because of the money I'm getting. No, you are even depositing your own money. So if you know you cannot follow simple instruction, then let's just pack your load and leave IPOB. Don't come to IPOB to constitute division, and to become a problem to this struggle. So anyone who has allowed himself to be used as a tool against IPOB, whether directly or indirectly, you will pay the price for it. Remember, you took an oath to be a part of this family. So that oath is always standing before you, looking at you eyeball to eyeball. So I bring greetings to you from the coordinators that we have in this zone, IPOB Western Cape zone. I bring greetings to you from the executive of this zone. And I want you to, one thing I want to assure you is that this zone stands strong. IPOB Western Cape zone stands strong, irrespective. The enemies came to destroy and to tear us apart. But we stood our ground. And until today, amongst all our equals, we are standing tall. And we are proud of what we were able to achieve to this day. We are ardent followers, listeners, and of IPOB Code of Conduct. That is one achievement that I will always continue to be proud of. In a time where so many things are happening, they have created a different IPOB Code of Conduct, which they called IPOB Code of Moral Conduct. IPOB Code of Moral Conduct, or whatever. IPOB Code of Moral Conduct. So they called it IPOB Code of Moral Conduct, or IPOB what? So, but we here, we are standing for what is right. IPOB Code of Conduct. And we are proud to answer or to bear the Code of Conduct. We are proudly in the Code of Conduct. And we shall continue to be in the Code of Conduct until Mazi Nnamdi Kanu comes. We will never betray Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Not this zone that I am part of. This zone, we will never betray Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We will continue to follow IPOB Code of Conduct. We don't know any IPOB Code of Moral Conduct. No, we know, what we know is IPOB Code of Conduct. Today, choose ye today whom you worship. But I and this zone, we have chosen to do the biddings of Chukwu Okike Abiam. Choose thee, the one we want to listen. We have, they have set two before us. Between us, we have IPOB Code of Conduct to obey, or we have IPOB Code of Moral Conduct to obey. But I want you to know that everything that have fake, original have fake. The first one, which is IPOB Code of Conduct, handed down to you, to me, to us, by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, is the original. Then the IPOB Code of Moral Conduct is fake because it contradicts the norms of this struggle. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the leader, the supreme leader of this movement. We have no other. He is the only one that we all must obey. If we obey you, it is because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said so, but we are obligated to be loyal to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu according to IPOB Code of Conduct. We are obligated to be absolutely loyal to him and to him alone. So I want you to know. Then my name is Mazi Onyebuchi, and I am your host by the special grace of Chukwu Okike Abịama Pụrụ Ime Ihe Niile. I am the Parklands Unit Coordinator. I say to you, fellow Biafrans, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. To some of you, depend where you are watching this evening. I thank you for joining this program this evening, because this is where we worship, and in this platform, Chukwu Okike Abịama is our God. We have no other one. We look up to him. Chukwu Okike Abịama Pụrụ Ime Ihe Niile. He is our God from eternity to eternity, from generation to generation. Chukwu Okike Abịama is our God. So I thank you for gathering this evening to listen to us, as you always make it as a duty to be here. I thank you, fellow Biafrans. I'm proud of you, just as you are also proud of me. Thank you for your support. Now, this evening, I have something that I want to say. Before I go to the topic of the day, I have something I want to read for us. I have newspaper, we make it as part of this family, as part of our code here, to bring to you every news that has to do with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Every news that has to do with him, we bring it to you. That is the reason, that is one of the main reasons we are here in the first place. That is one of the main reasons we are here in the first place. Sorry, just give me a minute. Let me get something prepared. So that is the reason we are here in the first place. So the news that broke in regards to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So now, Barrister Ejimako is always in the news, making sure that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's predicament is brought to the hearing of the world. So now, sorry about that, fellow Biafrans. Sorry about that. I had to get these things ready, but I didn't do that. But now, let's look at this news. We go with this one first. We have said this before, and we continue to say it. This is by Salo Ejimako. He said, by Salo Ejimako wrote, Tinubu once denounced one Nigeria lacks moral authority to detain Nnamdi Kanu over Biafra agitation. IPOB's leader's lawyer, Ejimako. You know, I have talked about this in the past in this program where I brought to you a newspaper headline written, Tinubu, I did not believe in one Nigeria, something like that. Tinubu made that comment in 1997 when he was facing persecution by late Sani Abacha. He ran away and flee to United States of America, where he granted a newspaper interview and he dropped that bombshell. Now, fast forward it over 30 years, Tinubu is the president of Nigeria, and now persecuting the same someone who sees things in the same perspective like him in 1997. Tinubu is now sparing and overseeing the persecution of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If you remember, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not buy anybody. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu only agitated. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu only said that I do not believe in one Nigeria. The same declaration made by Tinubu in 1997. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is making it in 2020s. Tinubu has turned a persecutor to persecute Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And now, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer is saying to him that you don't have the moral standard to persecute Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because the same view you, Tinubu, had years ago is this, when you said that you did not believe in one Nigeria, is the same view that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has today. You should not buy him for that, because nobody eyed you or detained you illegally or kidnapped you illegally or tortured you illegally because of your opinion. Your political opinion is your right, as far as you're not going around it in a wrong way. Today, Tinubu is the one persecuting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But let's see what Barrister Aloy Ejimako said in regards to that. Now I go. Ejimako said there is no difference between Kanu's Biafran nation agitation and Tinubu's declaration in 1997 in an interview published by This Day, where he said he did not believe in one Nigeria and nothing was done to him. Exactly. Barrister Aloy Ejimako, special counsel for the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, has noted that President Bola Tinubu lacks moral authority to keep the leader, the IPOB leader in detention over his Biafran nation agitation. Ejimako said, there is no difference between Kano's Biafran nation agitation and the Tinubu declaration in 1997 in an interview published by This Day, where he said he did not believe in one Nigeria and nothing was done to him. This Day on April 13, 1997, published an interview granted by Tinubu titled, I Don't Believe in One Nigeria, where he declared that he did not believe in one Nigeria as championed by the late Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe. Tinubu was interviewed by Ayo Arewolo, the current chief of staff to the chairman of Arise Group, Prince Ndoka Oba Igbena. Ejimako on Thursday, in a post on his X account, said, having declared his disbelief in one Nigeria, Tinubu as Nigeria's president should not continue to keep Kanu, who also expressed similar sentiments, in detention. Ejimako said, in 1997, Tinubu proclaimed that he doesn't believe in one Nigeria, but he went scot-free and became president. So, where lies the moral authority to detain Nnamdi Kanu that said nothing different? Kanu has been detained by the Department of State Services, DSS, in Abuja since June 2021 after former President Muhammadu Buhari government extraordinarily renditioned him from Kenya. The Nigerian government has accused Kanu of terrorism-related crimes following his push for the establishment of a separate nation, Biafra. Now, this I just read now, I have said it here in this program in the past. On this program in the past, I've said the same thing. I've questioned Tinubu's moral standard, or rather moral stand, or moral authority in this whole shenanigan going on. I said that Tinubu had in the past made a similar declaration that he did not believe in one Nigeria, and nobody eyed him for it. Nobody kidnapped him for it. Nobody persecuted him for it. Nobody extraordinarily renditioned him for it. He went scot-free to become the president of Nigeria today. What is different with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Why is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, why has he become a scapegoat? He has become a scapegoat for doing what others have done in the past, or saying what others have said in the past. Now, today, he is being persecuted. He's being tortured. He's being dehumanized for his belief, his political belief, for expressing his fundamental human rights. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being persecuted for it. He's been faced by death many times because he said, I did not believe in one Nigeria. And he has not gone about it in a violent way. All he did was to request for referendum, which is a democratic way of doing things in a democratic setting like Nigeria is today. Nigerian government and her citizens are not willing to talk. They are not willing to see reason. They are not willing to listen. They all believe in guns and in bullets. Nigeria and her citizens goes around to intimidate Biafrans for asking for referendum. So that is what Barrister Lloyd Mako is trying to say. He questioned Bola Ahmed Tinubu's moral authority in all these shenanigans going on. Now, there's another news, and I'll be reading it to you. That is why we are different. That is why we are called IPOB Western Cape Media TV. We do not let or allow any news that has to do with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to pass you, us, or his followers by. You may not come across, you may not have come across this, all this news we are breaking to you or we are bringing to you. You may not have known about them, but we are presenting them to you so you will understand what is prevalent on your leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Now, another news said Nnamdi Kanu's prolonged detention agitating Igbos. I don't like these Igbos. I prefer Ndi Igbo or Igbo. I don't always like using that word, Igbos, putting S, because to me it has changed what it's supposed to be. So I rather said Nnamdi Kanu's prolonged detention agitating Ndi Igbo. Ejimako warns Tinubu. That is, if he will listen. It's a Yoruba. Tinubu is a Yoruba man. That is what we have failed to understand as Biafrans. That the people in power are those who have a staunch hatred towards Ndi Igbo. And they have hidden under one Nigeria to propagate their hate on Ndi Igbo and Biafra at large. These are people you cannot trust. They are not to be trusted. They are not straight people. They are not sincere people, and that was why the Yoruba people, the Hausa people, Fulani people gave them Yariba, which has turned to Yoruba today. It is Yariba. Go to Hausa language and Google what Yariba means. It means someone not to be trusted. It means a crooked person. It means a person that has no human feelings for others. That is what Yariba means. So for you to see how God works, they accepted it because that is who they are. They accepted it. They accepted that they are Yariba. And today, we are reminding them that we know that the name they bear, we know what it meant, and it meant no good. Even to themselves, they betray each other. Forget that you don't hear it in the news. They betray themselves more than any other ethnic group in that contraption called Nigeria today. They have more division than any other, but you don't know. But we must continue. Now, I will read this news. Alo Ejimako, lead counsel to Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, has informed President Bola Tinubu that the continued detention of the Biafran agitator is pushing Ndi Igbo to boot. Ejimako reminded Tinubu that those advising him to keep Kanu detained illegally are his enemies. Kanu has remained locked up by the Department of State Services on the order of the Nigerian government. I love the way they are putting this news today. More unlike them. Unlike them, this is from Daily Post, one of the useless newspapers. Today, look at how they are writing like human beings. I will continue. This is despite courts. I mean, I take it back. This is despite court orders granting the IPOB leader bail. However, a statement by Ejimako on Sunday said, in October 2022, the Federal High Court ruled that the continued detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in Abuja is unconstitutional. Mr. President, continuing to detain #MNK despite judgment is illegal, and it's agitating #Ndi Igbo to boot. Anybody telling you otherwise is your enemy. Like you don't know. Do you think that Tinubu does not know that what he's doing? But the point that the Yoruba people don't care whether they are friends to Ndi Igbo or not, enemies to Ndi Igbo. They themselves has willingly made themselves as, or rather seen and positioned themselves as an enemy to Ndi Igbo. So I don't think they care less about whether they are. Just go on and tell him, forget about the enemy aspect. They willingly make themselves enemies of Ndi Igbo. When nothing happened, no quarreling, no fighting, just that they hate Ndi Igbo. They are envious, jealous of Ndi Igbo for becoming something that they could never be. After taking everything we had, giving all our parents 20 pounds over 54 years ago, today we are the richest tribe in the whole Africa. Remember that in 1967, Tinubu's kinsman, Awolowo, the criminal, Tinubu, what is it called? Fela Alikinapo Kuti, I'll be waiting his name is, called him the ostrich neck. Awolowo, the ostrich. The criminal, the war criminal. Awolowo supersede, or rather, Awolowo oversaw the what's it called? The starvation of our children, where over 3 million of our children passed away through starvation and hunger and starvation. So there is no limit to what a Yoruba man, a Yariba, could do to get at Ndi Igbo. There is no limit. They hid under the cloak of one Nigeria to be perpetrating this hate to Ndi Igbo. And then they knew that the Ndi Igbo and the entire Biafra exist from the zoological republic called Nigeria, that power they have over Ndi Igbo ends. And that is what they don't want. That is what they don't like. They never envisage that this will ever happen. So they will continue to do everything within their power to make sure that they show us that they are in control or they are ahead of us when it comes to zoological republic politics. That is the only thing. What you see Tinubu displaying on this Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case is to show Ndi Igbo that always Yoruba people will always come ahead of you people. So they have made themselves willing enemies. They willingly made themselves without fighting them, without even if you in the history of the world, there has never been a tribe or a tribe that Ndi Igbo has fought a war with. There is no tribe that could come out now and say, "Oh, we fought battle with the Ndi Igbo in the past." No. The only people we fought are the British people. When they came to colonize our ancestors, fought until their last man standing. Because I believe na Ebo Beru go bere. So let me continue what I'm reading. Now, and by Salah I continue. He said, "Let it be clear that my public crusade against the continued detention and trial of Kanu is driven by the standing judicial pronouncement and legal principles against his detention. I mean, against his rendition, detention and trial. A lot of folks are probably unaware that there is a subsisting federal high court judgment that declared his rendition and detention unconstitutional and 2 international tribunal pronouncements in the same regard. There is also this malicious fallacy by fringe government elements that his continued detention furthers national security. That is what they would always tell you. Like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said before, you know, when they talk about this insecurity and trying to draw IPOB and Biafra agitation to it, those who are smart and responsible in their thinking will always dispute that. We have always believed in this platform that there are different issues. Insecurity and agitation and Biafra agitation are two different things. Biafra agitation does not have anything to do with the insecurity in the land. And of recent, all these cowards, criminals, like the late Ifeanyi Ubah and late Iwanyanwu and the Abaribe and other criminal politicians in the Zoological Republic who represent themselves and their friends in the National Assembly have come out to try to draw, or rather to mix up the insecurity and the call for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's release. They are different things. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's, the call for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's release does not have anything to do with the insecurity, because the insecurity has always been there. I always play this video clip of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu here before I start this program, where he's talk about how they always try to draw the insecurity and put it on IPOB. And they have not stopped. And that is why when I look at those people, those gossips that comes on Radio Biafra, like Chinas and World, who comes to, I don't know what happened to him for some time now, he has not come to Radio Biafra. I think he has listened to the warnings of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been warning that useless idiot to stop coming on Radio Biafra. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu banned that idiot, Chinas and World, that's faceless freedom fighter. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu banned him, told him stop coming to Radio Biafra. He persisted. Ultimately, I think that something happened to him. He decided to listen. But whatever it is, we are watching and we shall see how it will end. So now, when I look at him, come on Radio Biafra to try to create a narrative that the insecurity in our land is being carried and or being perpetrated by those asking for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's release. It is a fallacy. It is a lie from the pit of hell. As always, the Biafrans, the agitators, the IPOBs are peacefully agitating. Everything we do is peaceful. It is the military and the police and all the government agents who come into our land to try to create a friction, a fake insecurity. In the process of trying to quell, in the process to trying to shut up, in the process to trying to cover, in the process to trying to exterminate the agitators, they create that narrative, that friction of insecurity. What does someone agitating for his freedom has to do with insecurity? Just like today, they have kidnapped Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, brought him to the Zoological Republic, and put him in a solitary confinement for more than 3 years now, for mere agitating for his freedom. Now they have said that it constitutes to terrorism. Now come up and convict him. Let's see, you failed. Release him, you refused. You have decided to be an obstructive instrument. You do not want to go forward, you do not want to go backward. You decided to be and become an obstruction to every other thing. Today, they were trying to tell you that the insecurity in our land that has always been there, even before the kidnap of Onyendu, is as a result of the agitation by IPOB. Now, ask this useless zoological republics, what is the reason for the insecurity in the north, northeast, northwest? And what is the cause of the insecurity in the middle belt? What is the cause of the insecurity in the southwest? What is the cause of insecurity in all these places? Because as far as we know, there are no agitation in all these places I just mentioned. It is only in Biafra land that we have this agitation for a separate country. Now, they are now trying to tell you that it is because of this agitation that made the Fulanis to come all the way from Sahel region into our forests and bushes to rape and to kidnap and to buy our people. How does these two have a kind of even a slight relationship? It is a fallacy. It is a lie from the pit of hell. And Biafran agitation can never be stopped. It can never be quenched by any human being alive. It is there. It has come to stay. As long as life exists on this earth, Biafra will be. Nothing can stop it. Not Tinubu, not all the Yoruba demons ruling with him, not the Fulanis. No individuals, alive or dead, has the capacity and capability to stop Biafra restoration. It must happen. It is mandated that it will happen. Nothing can stop it. It can only be delayed, but not to be stopped by any individual alive. Because Chukwuka Biama have said it, that Biafra will come. Now, I will continue to read. It says, that's so myopic, because any reasonable and sincere observer will see the opposite when you take stock of the reality that insecurity actually surged in the southeast following Kanu's rendition in 2021. He said surged, meaning that there has always been insecurity in the southeast, but only increased after the extraordinary rendition of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in 2021. And Barrister Aloy Ejimakor did not allege, or rather did not say, that there was no insecurity in the southeast before. So if there were insecurity in the southeast before the kidnapping of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who was behind the insecurity? And that it surged today. This insecurity surged today in the southeast does not mean that it is being carried on or carried out by the agitators. No, it is only by the criminals hiding behind the agitation, claiming that, oh, the IPOB are pressing for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's release. So let's take this opportunity to do what I do. When they ask us, we say, oh, it's because of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. No. No agitator is involved in criminality. no agitator, no Biafran agitator in the southeast nor in the south, as the case may be, is involved in any acts of insecurity or criminality in our land. We have defined our stand and motive. We need Biafra and nothing else. We are not involved. We are not involved in anything that has to do with Zoological Republic. We are not involved in any profit. We are not involved in any loss. That is why we have been calling our people to desert themselves from this so-called shenanigan coming up from August 1st. They called protest. I'll be getting there later. Let me continue. Let me finish this news before we can now go forward. He said, to be sure, any notion of national security is incomplete without a committant regional security in the southeast. Thus, President Tinubu should be wary of anybody that advises him to persist in this infamous detention and trial of Nnamdi Kanu. It is as illegal as it is also politically risky. That was from Barrister Aloy Ejimako, the lead counsel to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who is doing a marvelous work representing his client, because it is obvious that the judiciary has failed completely. It is now pertinent that we bring these things to the public for public opinion and awareness, for the world to see and understand. When we say that Nigeria is a zoo, we are being fair enough. Nigeria is worse than a zoo. Go to the Zoological Republic news. You get what I'm saying. You know, if you don't get across their newspapers and dailies and whatever, you will not understand how rotten the judiciary of the Zoological Republic of Nigeria has become. Everybody, both the ones working in the judiciary, have been complaining and condemning the judiciary. Every one of them agreed that the judiciary has been bought. And if the judiciary has been bought, how then do you expect to have justice, to exonerate yourself from whatever that is being leveled up against you? As it is today, we have lost complete hope to the Nigerian judiciary, and we have lost hope and without their capacity to prosecute the case of Onyendu. And that is one of the reasons we are calling for court settlement, out of court settlement, or we're calling for political solution to this matter, because the court lacks the spine to prosecute this case. The judiciary is spineless. They could never, and they will never be able to prosecute this case. They know the truth, but they could not make the pronouncement, just like the Supreme Court has done. The Supreme Court has, or rather had the opportunity to make the pronouncement, just like the Appeal Court did. But you know what? They failed. They chickened out. The Supreme Court chickened out, thereby directing that Binta Nyako should do what they're supposed to do. If you don't understand what played out in Supreme Court, then you have to think twice. The Supreme Court chickened out. Go to that judgment. Read it through and through. The Supreme Court of the Zoological Republic of Nigeria they did everything, they got everything right. They condemned the kidnapping of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They said that it is wrong. They agreed that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's bail ought not to be revoked. The Supreme Court agreed that the trial court was deceived, that the prosecution team lied to the Supreme Court, or rather obtained that judgment or the revocation of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's bail by tricks, by tricking the trial judge. They agreed all these things. They say that it is against the law for a government to break her own treaty. They agreed on these things. Now, time to take a stand. They chickened out. And now all they said is that this judgment, the bail restoration should be done by the trial judge. When they had the opportunity to say that because of this and this and this section and that, his bail is restored if they don't want to free him completely, as the appeal court did. But at least they have the right to restore his bail. But they chickened out and pushed it back to Binta Nyako. If the Supreme Court judges could not restore the bail of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, is it Binta Nyako that could? That is why Binta Nyako is displaying all these nonsense characters and attitude towards this case. Binta Nyako understood that the Supreme Court judges failed completely and they want to use her as a scapegoat, so she refused. Rather, she resorted in playing with this case, playing with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's emotions, playing with his life, playing with everything. Today, we are here, stuck in one place. They pushed the case to September, thinking that September will never come. Well, surprise, surprise. We are in the next 2 days, we are going to be stepping into September. Into August, and 1 month will be left, and we shall see. Different types of people in all walks of life has come out to plead, to call, to request for Tinubu to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But Tinubu remains adamant, like his predecessor, late Muhammadu Buhari. But we shall see. We shall see how long and how far they could hold on. But we go nowhere now. We are here. Akwandi Igbo si na oji mmadụ na ji onwe. They think that through these things they could suppress Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and stopping the agitation. But it's laughable. it's laughable that these people think that Biafra agitation has anything to do with an individual. Biafra is not about individual. Biafra is way beyond and above every individual alive and dead. So it doesn't matter how many people you keep in detention. It doesn't matter how many people you find. It doesn't matter how many people you disappeared. It doesn't matter how many people you kidnapped. It doesn't matter how many people you whatever. The truth is that Biafra is going to be restored, and nothing can stop it. Now, let's move ahead. Like I said, the topic said, let's look at the way forward for Biafrans in Nigeria. What is the way forward? Why is every turn is filled with obstructions and other stuff? Why are we as Biafrans being haunted in Nigeria? Why are we always used as a sacrificial lamb, sacrificing the altar of Nigeria at every point in time? Well, since this protest started rumoring in the Zoological Republic, we the IPOB, at the end, we always write. We say things when it is not popular, when nobody is seeing them. Sometimes I say things in this program when it has not, and in few times I will see that same thing coming to bear. I don't know. There's something about this Biafra agitation that eyes can see, and immediately you become. Immediately you gave yourself, and without corruption, without greed for this struggle. Words. Chukwuka will always put words in your mouth. I have said things in this platform several times. I follow it. I know everything I said. Whatever I'm saying here, I remember them. When they happen, if they have not happened, maybe I am saying it before, I may be saying it before it happened. But when it happened, I will know that, oh, I said this. I will reverse back to it. I say, oh, but I said this in this program. So time. I may not get the exact date, but I know I've said it in my program. Now, they are talking about protests in the Zoological Republic, and they are dangling it in our faces as Ndi Igbo and Biafrans. And so many of us are of the opinion, looking at what happened in NSAS, how it, at the end of the day, it was used against Ndi Igbo and Biafrans. A lot of Ndi Biafrans was fired in all states of the Federation. River State, for instance. And some of those people, some of them are still languishing in detention in different holding facilities in northern Nigeria and in the Zoological Republic. Some of the people that were kidnapped by the security agents, terrorists in uniform, during the SARS are still languishing in different holding facilities in the Zoological Republic today. What was their crime? They are Ndibo. They are Biafrans. How they dare? How they dare? And today, they are talking about another protest. And we are saying, remember, one of the charges of terrorism leveled on Oyendu today was during the NSAS. Because of his participation through Radio Biafra. Not that he was on ground. Oyendu was only giving moral support to the useless Nigerian youth. But today, the same Ndibo Biafrans are still talking about another protest. And you ask yourself, Ndisojia is not the Kwadendam. What is wrong with Ndisoji? Why won't you learn? How many times will things happen to you before you learn? Or must it happen to you to learn? You can use what happened to others to learn a lesson. Why are you talking about protest, joining a protest in 2024? When in 2020, those that was kidnapped are still languishing in jail for protest, for participating in the same protest. All these people that they were calling for protest today, where were they? Why are they not talking about those who are still left behind, languishing in jail for participating in the last NSAS protest? And what was the crime of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for giving moral support to Zoological Republic youth to express their fundamental human rights? Because it is your right to protest. It's just that Nigerian government will come to make it look violent. They themselves will create the violence, looking for opportunity to strike, because they are always thirsty to commit havoc, destruction, and leaving tears behind. That is what Nigerian government are known for. So now you that is talking about NSAS, protests as a Biafran, as Onibo, talking about protests in what's it called? In 2024, are you thinking? Are you sure that both of your parents are complete Biafrans, or are you one of those people that and they conceived you? If not, why should you talk about protest? Even when all the leads are there, that it is a trap. The people that are organizing this what's it called? This protest, none of them are of Igbo extraction. No Igbo. The Southeast as a region has no representative in this protest that is coming on the 1st of October of August. But who are the people receiving the direct threats? Ndi Igbo. I will play a video to you now. I said that there is no organization or any youth wing from the southeastern region today representing that region in this upcoming protest. But other regions have representatives. South have those who are talking for them, who said are going to be involved. Not Southwest, Northeast, Northwest, even the Middle Belt, they have. But do you know what? The people that are receiving threats go to Lagos. Who are the people receiving threats? Ndi Igbo. For a protest that they have not declared their interest. And I have said something again, and I will say it again. I don't give a damn who Peter Obi is. I don't like Peter Obi. I dislike him. I hate him for his wickedness and for selling the Igbo out. Peter Obi is a woman in man's body. I said it. I said it. You know, when I say something in this program, people don't get it. Peter Obi, do you think, the other day, I said, do you think that if Peter Obi had won the election and become president of Nigeria today, do you think that he would have kept Sunday Igboho in Benin Republic to today? The way that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being left in detention by a Yoruba man, do you think that if it were to be Peter Obi that became the president of Nigeria, when Sunday Igboho was in detention in Benin Republic, do you think that Peter Obi would have had the balls to keep Sunday Igboho in detention still? The answer, you already know. The other day I saw, what is his name? I saw Kenneth, what's it called? Kenneth Okonkwo, talking about how Peter Obi doesn't have the capacity and that and that. I said, you know, these people, they are blind. I know Peter Obi, you see, he is as his voice sound. Have you seen a man that has that kind of a voice that is a complete man? Have you seen a man that talks like that? Peter Obi is the weakest. That is why he claimed to have won the election, but Peter Obi could not even take a stand to say, I won this election. Peter Obi could not carry one protest. In fact, before you talk about protest, Peter Obi is in London, and you want to be a president in a place like Zoology Republic, where mafians and terrorists are in the corridor of power. How could you have stayed in Nassau Rock if you don't have devilish heart? Why? How? Kenneth Okonkwo has broken the coconut now. Go and read it for yourself and see what Kenneth Okonkwo said about Peter Obi. Kenneth Okonkwo said it all He said even if he's not sure that if Peter Obi had won the election, that he has what it takes to defend the his victory. Kenneth Okonkwo said it. That even if Peter Obi had won this election, he questions his ability, his determination to defend his victory. Obviously, he won the election. So you don't have to say he couldn't defend it. So Peter Obi, I don't give a damn about him. I don't care what the Zoroastrian Republic want to do to him. I don't care whether they want to shred him to pieces. It's not my business. And it becomes a business, my business, when you draw him to IPOB, when you bring Peter Obi and trying to mix him with IPOB, he said to you that Biafra was dead, never to rise again. Peter Obi said it. And these useless Yoruba demons parading themselves as elders and whatever, folks, we come to tell you that I wouldn't have talk about this, they are useless, protests and the likes of it, the way I'm talking about, I'm giving it time now. If they are not trying to mix it up, we have made it time without number. We said it. We are not in support of any Igbo man to be part of this protest. We have made it very clear. But I still see some people who are determined to be part of it. And I look at them. The only thing that makes me uncomfortable is that they will use them. They are going to use the enemies of Ndibo is going to use them as a yardstick to reach the rest. Because when one Igbo man is participating on this platform, it automatically has represents the rest of us. So now they will use that as an opportunity to attack our people in Lagos. There was a video that came online today, and that video was during the NSAS in Lagos State. But I knew that some people like, when I saw the video, I posted it even in my Facebook, but later I found out that was during NSAS. It's not this current one. But do you know why I didn't put that video down? Because it is going to, that which you saw in NSAS is about to repeat again. Ndibo is about to lose their business again, their shops again. So many people, so many demons in Yoruba land are preparing to go after their businesses to loot. Because when they looted it during the NSAS, nothing happened to them. Did you hear that one of those who went out to broke those shops in Boditomo and other part of Lagos State and the rest of Nigeria? Did you hear that one of them was arrested? Did you hear that one of those goods stolen was recovered? So it is going to repeat again. It's going to repeat the second time. You see this protest, Ndibo is going to lose as usual. The only advice I have for them is, if you have somewhere to go and pack your goods, or you select the few, the ones you can, and go and pack. If you can take them to your residence, or if you have enough space. If not, if you have a packing store, a warehouse that is hidden, You may go there and just try to secure it, because they will come. If the question is not whether if they will come, the question should be when they will come. They will come after you. That is why the likes of this man is watering the ground. The likes of this man, a Yoruba demon, is preparing and watering the ground for this
protest you.
For his people. Now, let's listen to this Yoruba elder demon. And I want you to know
what I've been saying.
I want Biafrans. I want you to know that you see what this man is saying is the mind of all the Yoruba people towards Ndibo. Don't say that Mazo Ebuchi didn't say it. You see what this man is saying? This is the mind of every Yoruba person alive today. No exceptional. I said it. No single exceptional. This is their mind. The earlier you start to you begin to see things in this regard, the better for us all. We must understand that these people hate us and they have bitterness in their heart towards us. So let us listen to him.
Protest you. What I've been saying in Yoruba is that the planned nationwide protest is a strategy, new strategy by the Ndigos to destabilize.
Did you hear that? I will take it again.
In Yoruba is that the planned nationwide protest is a strategy, new strategy by the Ndigos.
That the planned protest is a strategy by Ndibo. I made an explanation to you. I said that first, this so-called program is being organized by the youth of the Southwest and the North, Northern Nigeria, and to an extent, those who call themselves South-South. No Igbo organization, no Igbo youth has come out to social media to say that Ndi Igbo is going to be involved. In fact, our youth have been seen in different occasions asking, warning, calling Ndi Igbo to stay clear. But is the Yoruba demons listening to that? No, to them. It is Ndi Igbo. Because it runs in their DNA. This was the reason, one of the reasons Awolo was sabotaged. This was one of the reasons Awolo was starved our children. Because it is all about hatred to Ndibo. A protest that is being called by the Yoruba, by the Hausa, by the Fulani, even Gumi, even, what is it called? All these people have come out to call for these terrorists, supporting it. This demon here is not, he doesn't care. All he wants to do is to create a foundation to loot, to attack, to buy, if possible, Ndi Igbo, in Lagos State in particular. I want you, if you are Oni Igbo, residing in Lagos State, to be aware of the plans to attack you. I believe that by now, the addresses of our people has been noted down for attack on that day. And you will hear the story. You will hear that our people have been attacked in their residence. You will hear that so our people's properties in Lagos have been set on fire, even the residential houses. Because the Yoruba demons see this as an affront. They see this as a direct attack to the Yoruba people, because a Yoruba man is in power. So why would they protest? Not that Ndibo is calling for any protest, but why would Nigerians call for protest? To protest against a Yoruba man, even when it is the so-called protest is being called by also by the Yoruba people. He doesn't regard that as anything. It is all orchestrated by Ndibo, and therefore Ndibo must be dealt with decisively. And when you ask them, they will tell you, oh, it's one Nigeria. One Nigeria that you don't have right to express yourself. One Nigeria that you don't have right to join protests as Onigbo. One Nigeria that you don't have right to relax and accepted as a rightful citizen of a country. That is the country, the one Nigeria they want every one of us to be part of. So let's continue to listen to the demons, Yoruba demon.
To destabilize or truncate the democratic governance in this country, simply to fence their spleen on Yoruba nation.
Did you hear it? Hi, I told you, to them it's an effrontery. It is an affront. Why? It is Yoruba. It is Yoruba's turn. Even when all his neighbors are being starved to death, as long as some millions of naira, worthless naira, is being chuckled into his pocket, other people could go to hell and burn to ashes. He don't give a damn. So it is the turn of a Yoruba man. This is not the government of Nigeria, but the government of the Yoruba nation. And when you ask this useless man, this foolish elder, you saw him putting pen in his pocket, you think he has sense. You think he has anything to write when you gave him the opportunity to write. It was the same jargons that you see him vomiting here is same jargons he's going to put on the piece of paper. And if you check very well, he may have professor in his title. That is why Martin Andekanu says it is after being involved in a disastrous education in the Zoological Republic. Zoo is the only country that you see a professor without brain. A professor without brain. He's only in the zoo. Disastrous educational background. Ask him, he may be a professor with his Oluwale certificate. Look at his mouth, Ndibo. I told you. I don't know what these people want. I don't know why. You know, when I think about zoo, Nigeria, for instance, it beats my imagination. Sometimes I come to a point, you know, where I am like, I still when I'm trying to crack, to understand these people, these people that is called Nigerians. You so much talk about the Yoruba nation. You love the Yoruba nation. And here the opportunity is being presented for you to take this Yoruba nation and go. In that Yoruba nation, I can assure you, no Igbo man will come there to talk about protest. No Igbo man will come there to complain about the government or about the treatment that the government or the country of the Yoruba nation is making on him. If he doesn't like that, the treatment, he should exit that country and go back to his country. You have opportunity to do all these things. You have opportunity to build a Yoruba nation where only Yoruba people will be the only people in that country. You have all these opportunities. Why are you not taking the chances? This is what the Mazi Mekano that you people kept in perpetual detention is asking for. He's asking to get a separate nation so that you can have a Yoruba nation where peace and the tranquility will reign. You have a Yoruba nation devoid of Onyibo. In that Yoruba nation you just talked about now, no Onyibo will come there to vote. No. No Onyibo will come there to say, this is person I want to be president. No. And when you people are discussing of any protest, no Igbo man will put mouth. You have opportunity to all these things, but you people refused. So what is the logic? What do you people actually want from Igbo? What is Nigeria and these Yoruba demons? What do they want from Igbo? Igbo have offered to exit. Igbo have offered to be on their own. You refused. You have paid a lot of them, millions of them, for just asking to leave. You paid. And you are still buying. Today, you are overseeing the illegal detention and the persecution of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who only asked for referendum to be done. And here you are, deceiving your gullible, preparing your foot soldiers to attack Igbo and their businesses in the name of the mastered or orchestrated the protest against a Yoruba man or a Yoruba government. This is supposed to be a Nigerian government. This is supposed to be a government. Tinubu was voted. I know that there are some idiots, some fools in Igbo land today who voted for this man. I know. So they are human beings. So he also have the mandate of Igbo to be where he is today. So if his policies, decisions affect Igbo directly as citizens of Nigeria, don't you think that Igbo also have right to express their displeasure to this, to what affects them? Should they be eyed for it? Should life be snuffed out of them for it? Should they be chased into the lagoon for it? Me Chukwu nke abịa ma primi ihe niile. Stephen Igbo from Nigeria. I said it. Me Chukwu nke abịa ma. Am I sharing this?
Protest you. What I've been saying in Yoruba is that the planned nationwide protest is a strategy, new strategy by the Ndigos to destabilize or truncate the democratic governance in this country, simply to fence their spleen on Yoruba nation. But they are not happy as they lost the 2023 presidential elections.
Did you hear that? So these Yoruba demons, the 2023 election was between the Igbo and the Yoruba. So finally, the Yoruba won, and the Igbo are angry, or is angry for losing. So now they want to use the protest to get at the Yoruba president.
They are not happy. And those who are canvassing for this insurrection, the felons, they are felons canvassing for this insurrection, are either Labour Party members or IPOB, the Igbo stock in that party.
You see where I got uncomfortable with all these things. And would you blame this Yoruba foolish demon elder? Would you blame him completely for making these assertions here about IPOB and the obedience fools? No. The reason you're not gonna blame him completely for saying what he just said about the IPOB, I mean the Labour Party, the idiotic obedience and the IPOB, is because if you remember that during the 2023 election, while we are here in this platform using our voices to discourage our people not to be party to that election, not to vote on that election. Just like today, we are also using our voices, using this platform free of charge. They are not paying for it. We pay to be here. We pay a lot of money to be on air. But then we come to view us, to get the messages we are bringing to them. They will refuse to carry out this message. Now, during that election, we used our voices here to discourage them from being part of the program. But surprisingly, some of the misguided IPOBs, some of those who are ignorantly falling into this into freedom fighting, some of the people who does not understand that freedom fighting does not have anything to do with politics. Freedom fighting is a direct And it is as it seems, politics has hidden clauses, tends to deceive people just to get what they want. Now, as freedom fighter, you cannot be a freedom fighter and at the same place a politician. We are not agitating for the betterment of Nigeria. We as Biafrans are not buying because we want Nigeria to have a good president, to have a better country, to have a good economy, to have surplus of food, to have a good security. We are not agitating, we are not being tied on daily basis for these particular missions. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not where he is today because he wants Nigeria to be a better country. No, he is only agitating for outright country, for a total separate Biafran country from Nigeria. That is why we are here. That is what we should focus. We shouldn't have allowed anybody or any enticement whatsoever to dissuade us or to distract us from what we have always paid for. We should have kept our eyes on the ball. But so many people fell into that trap. They started talking about, oh, is Igbo man turned to rule? Is Igbo man turned to rule? Peter Obi has the chance to rule. Even when we told them, how do you expect Peter Obi to win this election with Labour Party? How would who would have believed that Peter Obi would have won the election? Even if he got the highest vote, it's not enough. It's not enough. Peter Obi does not have what he. If Peter Obi had, if he had run the election in the platform of PDP or APC, I would have told you, oh, he's going to win the election, but not in Labour Party. We told you before the result, before the election, that Peter Obi will definitely come third. Did it happen or not? It happened the way we programmed, or rather, we predicted it, because we already know, we understood that there's nothing called a nation in the zoo but selection. But it's the fools who came into the struggle like Chibuze Ogwatu did. Chibuze Ogwatu was one of those discouraging our people from standing on what was right. What's his name? Chibuze Ogwatu was one of those who encouraged our people to go out and vote for who they want. Then you ask yourself, what happens to the death of Icos? So what happened to the death of all the men who died fighting for Biafra, not for Nigeria? Today, would you blame this man for saying that, for bringing IPOB into the Zoological Republic politics? Normally, we are not supposed to get involved in anything that has to do with Zoological Republic politics. We have to define our stand, and we stand by it. Come rain, come shine, we must have the same spirit, the same mind, the same heart as our leader, who have stood for Biafra restoration. And come sun, come rain, he stand by it. Let's continue to listen.
Why? So I want to appeal to the youth and the elders, patriotic citizens of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, to shun that protest. The protest is aimed at truncating the democratic process, and we should not allow that. Let us remember what happened in Kenya, what happened in Sudan, what happened in Libya, what happened in Syria. Since the internal crisis broken out, I mean, things have never been the same in those countries. Why should we have, untold hardship on ourselves by some miscreant elements, those who want to destabilize this country. Even if you want to destabilize the country, it is not the time that Yoruba is in charge. It will not happen. It will not happen by the grace of God. So those who are planning this devilish protest, to please avoid coming to any Yoruba state. Take your protest to Abuja or your...
Biafrans, you've heard it all. That was from a Yoruba demon. And he told you that even if the country must be destabilized, it's not going to be when a Yoruba man is in power. And that answered the reason they refused to let Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to work. Because freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu would change a lot of things. And the Yoruba demons have vowed that not during their own turn. So now it is making more sense. And he called those miscreants. And who are those he referring to? He referred to Ndibo. And to him, to protest. And what was the demand of the protesters? I mean, what is the demand of the protesters? Like during the NSAS, the only thing that the NSAS protesters was asking for is that the government end SARS, close it down. That SARS or whatever they are named, SARS are the enemy of the people. That the government should arrest those men who has blood of the citizens in their hands. These are demands from the NSAS. Now, today, what is the demand of this preparing for this shenanigan? Because to me, this protest is only, but it's going to be a failure as usual. You know, sometimes I laugh. People, when you talk of recent, they make that comparison with Kenya. You cannot compare Zoological Republic with Kenya. There are Kenyans in the sense that are South Africans, in the sense that are Ethiopians, but there are no Nigerians. There are no Nigerians. Like you have seen now, before the program, I mean the answer, the protest starts, he has brought ethnic card and he starts playing it. You see how he's throwing it? Ethnic card. That is how they roll. And with this, that protest is not going to have any fruits at all. It's not going to be fruitful at all. And any protest that is scheduled most times doesn't tend to achieve the result at the end of the day. Protest tends to be spontaneous, like the NSAS. NSAS could have succeeded because it was spontaneous. It did not have any leader or organizers. It happened like a spark. That is a protest, that a revolution. For those who are talking about zoo, if you want zoo to be good, as you claim, it's only revolution that will do what? That will bring that thing that you are seeking for. And that revolution will give birth to other nations to emerge. And those who want to be remain Nigerians will now agree to be Nigerians and stand by it. But as it stands today, any protest you called in the zoo will only end in your community there where you started it. It's just 3 days away. You will see what will happen. You see how they will fall woefully. You see it. Forget all these things. Somebody that is hungry is talking about, oh, we are going to stand. When somebody is hungry, he doesn't know, he wants food. Go to France, go and read France Revolution. It was hunger that sparked it. You are hungry. You still have time to keep, you still have strength to keep time. Oh, on the 1st, we are going to protest for hunger. Hunger never jamu now. Wait, hunger is coming. Go and do this your shenanigan and fail. Just like you failed during the NSAS. Today, have those SARS ended? No, SARS is still dealing with you guys on a daily basis. Police brutality, the army brutality is still going on in the Zoological Republic today because you people failed. So it is good for you not to start something that you cannot finish. So those talking about protests, remember that the ethnic card is there already. They started throwing it in and they are preparing their talks, criminals that will hijack the election. The Nigerian government has brought to you so many organizations from the north, from the west, from the south side, who has come out to say we are not part of this. We are the youth of Abuja. We are the youth of Kaduna. We are the youth of Niger State. We are the youth of Lagos State. We don't support this. We don't want to protest. We don't want to be part of this protest. We are not going to remember all these things. Do you think that they are saying it just for formality's sake? They are it's just a strategy. So that day when you come out on the street, they will unleash their terrorists on you. And as Onyibo, if you have shops on the street of any state in the zoo, I encourage you, I advise you to find a way to secure your goods. As the question is not if they will come. Surely they are coming. The question should be when they are coming. They will come. As for coming, they are there. What is the way forward in all these things? All these things I'm explaining about the Zoological Republic. You as Onyibo, you as a Biafran, what is the way forward? Well, if you ask me, I would tell you that the only way forward is Biafra. Support this agitation. Support this struggle. Fund it with money if money is required. Give your moral support. Give your prayers and your spiritual backings needed. Because Biafra will mean that you looking at me will be totally free. Biafra will mean that you can demand from your government for accountability and nobody will come for your life. Biafra will mean that when you leave the shore of Biafra, you will still maintain your respect, treated with respect, because the Biafran nation, the Biafran diplomat, what's it called? Foreign offices around the world will be there to protect you. Unlike you today, where nobody protects you, you are on your own. Just like when you are in the zoo, you are on your own. So when you leave the shore of the zoo, you also still on your own. So the way forward is that we come together, leave all this Eldorado, all this dream. It is a mere dream that Nigeria will ever accept you as the only Igbo. Nigeria will ever accept you as a Biafran. Forget it. It's a mere dream. It's just a dream that will never come to pass. If they did not accept your fathers, if they did not accept your ancestors, how then do you think that they will accept you? If you are sensible enough, you will understand or you will agree with us that the only viable thing for us as Igbo and Biafrans is that Biafra is restored. When Biafra is restored, you can now restore your humanity. You can now restore your respect. You can now demand from your government for accountability, and it will be given to you. You'll be treated as a human being. Equality, equity, justice will be the order of the day in Biafran Republic. You will not be forced to leave your house, your village, your community, your state, your county, your whatever. You will not be forced to leave it because there is nothing for you there. You will leave because you think that you want to express yourself elsewhere willingly. And when you get to the place you want to be, if it is not treating you well, you can return back without thinking about how are you going to start. In Biafra, if you are a businessman like the Chinese today, all you need to do is to tender your business ideas, and the government will fund you. If you want to, because in Biafra, we're not going to allow people to leave the shore of the country without having anything. If you said you are going to establish a business, you bring your business proposal on the table. And the Biafran government will look at it through the ministry that they will be established, and now fund you so that they make sure you don't go there to become a street boy who will be denting the image of Biafra. They don't want you who want a country where people will be littered all over the street of the world selling drugs, committing fraud, 419, Yahoo Yahoo. We don't want it. So if you live, go and tell me, have you seen any Chinese man standing by the corner of the street? Even if they want to do anything illegal, they do it in a very respectable way. But look at us. Everywhere. We are even known for it. Some of us are even proud doing it. When Biafra is restored, all these things will be a bygone story. Your respect, when they see you and they ask you, who are you? You said, I am a Biafran. They will give you respect that is due to you. And if they do otherwise, Biafran government will interfere and demand for what is rightfully yours. If it is entitlement, the government will pay to the letter. That is the way forward. Biafra is the way forward for you for your children and for the unborn children. Biafra means that the day you close your eyes to death, you will know that your children and the ones you left behind that will come will have a country that they will be proud of. That is the Biafra we're talking about. That is the way forward. We have the capacity to have the best country of the world, one of the best. We have it, both human capital, we have the resources, we have the space to be whatever we want to be in Biafra. If we could succeed and become the richest tribes in the whole of Africa, then while we are still in Nigeria, with all the persecution, with all the financial jihad being carried on us, with all the restrictions, with all the setbacks that Nigeria brings to us, if we can still become or be the richest tribe in the whole of Africa, then what do you think will happen when we become an independent state, where we have right now to rule the world? It is ignorant on your part if you have not come to this understanding. Forget about these criminal politicians who will come to tell you that, oh, Ndibo is better in one big Nigeria. But in that one big Nigeria, they are chasing them from the east, from the west, from the north, in that one big Nigeria. Let me tell you something. In this point, it is no more bigger the better, but smaller the better. Some countries of the world are not up to 1 million in numbers, and they are living excellently well, fulfilled, happy. So it's not about the number. It's about the qualities of that number. O nwere ihe ndị Igbo na-akpọ obulu ibu atayarụ. You are big. But you are nothing to write home about. Biafra is also over 70 million. England is not even up to that. South Africa is not up to that. Talk about all the countries. How many is Cameroon, Ghana, all these countries? But when you talk about Biafrans having their own countries, they will remind you how big. But when they are sick, they will go to England, that is not up to 70 million. They will leave a home for over 200 million Nigerians and go to a place where there are about 60,000 or 65,000. 60 million or 65 million. They will fly to France, fly to all these countries that Nigeria is way bigger than. That tells you that it is all lies and deceit. It's not about the number. It is about the qualities of that number. It is about what that number could afford, could offer. What could Nigeria offer? Nothing but death, sufferness, hardship, maltreatment. That is all Nigeria could offer. But when you have a country like Biafra, where everybody, every component of it, we have total control of whatever that Chukwu Okike Abiyama bless them with, and they will use those things to develop and to better the lives of the citizens of Biafra. That is the country we're talking about. We're not going to have a country, a Biafra, where the oil in Bayelsa will be shared in the Igbo hinterland. No. We are not going to have a country, a Biafra, where monopoly will be the rule of the day. Biafra will be open for business, will be open for everybody. Whatever business you can venture, you venture it. Whatever you want to do to succeed, as far as it's legal, you have right, opportunity to do it without anybody asking you who is your father, or who do you know, or who knows you. No. That is the Biafra we talk about. Very, very far. The space is like this from Nigeria. There is no comparison. The worst of Biafra is going to be the best of Nigeria. I am telling you, that is a dream. I know what we are capable of doing. I know who we are. I know what we can do as Biafrans, as Igbo. People that could succeed, survive, and come to the top. You know, you people don't understand. You should be proud of who you are. And you should be proud of what you have achieved. You should be proud of whom Chukwu Okike Abiyama has created you. You know, when I look at those people that deny their Igbo heritage, I laugh. They don't know. Igbo, to be an Igbo man is the proudest thing that one could ever ask for. To be an Igbo man. Forget that Nigeria has demonized us. Nigeria has tried to separate us. But if you fail for it, as only Igbo, your name is Ikechukwu, and you said you are not Igbo. You are, when you want to say come, you say Bia, and you said your name is not Igbo. When you want to eat, you say Kamrieni, and you said you're not Igbo. You keep the 4 market days in the same name as Eke, Orie, Afo, and Nkwo. And you said your name is, and you said you're not in the Igbo. If you are for it, you are a foolish man. It does not matter what your father told you. You have come of age. It is now for you to ask questions. I was born and bred as a Christian. My mother is a Christian, and I was born as a Christian. My father, I would say he was a Christian, but not completely a Christian. He was those that was forced to be baptized. Because I'm not, since till my father died, I've never seen him walk into church. But he's a Christian. I will not put it that way. And I read Bible believing everything as they were written until I came of age. Then I began to look things from a different angle. I began to see some complicity, things were not adding up. I began to ask questions that has no answer. Then I asked myself a question. And I took a decision, which is personal to me. So if you can't come to tell me that your father, your mother, or the king of your village said that you people are not Igbo, but your name, the name of your community based Igbo name has meaning in Igbo. Your language, your names, your culture, your tradition, everything that has to do to you, about you, revolves around that, pointing to you that you are only Igbo. But when I ask you, say Abramonibo, Apunamonibo, you still use Igbo to deny that you are not Igbo. Because that language, Apunamonibo, or whatever you want to have, it is Igbo, it's still Igbo language. It simply means that you are a born bastard. So what am I saying? You should be proud that you are Igbo. Very proud of who you are. This is the tribe that after research was carried out in America, come out at the top of the list as the most intelligent tribe in Africa. They come out as the richest tribe in Africa with 20 pounds, my people. When we talk about being the richest, we don't talk about individual riches. Because you want to talk about the richest individuals in Nigeria, or in Africa, you don't talk about only Igbo. But when you talk about the richest in the number of people that are rich is in Igbo land. No exception. So after the Yoruba demons through the Awolowo took everything that our people had and gave them 20 pounds, they could not even measure up with us after 54 years. We overtook them. That is why their envy, their jealousy, their hatred for you as Igbo will never end. Because they wanted, what Awolowo wanted or visioned was that after 50 years, you are still living in a mud house. Or in a mud house, in mud houses, but you can literally count how many mud houses that are left in Igbo land today, if you still find any. But go to Yoruba land, they are scattered all over the places, all over mud houses. People with 20 pounds. And you're telling me that you are not supposed to be proud of who you are? Supposed to be proud that you are Igbo. It's not something to be ashamed of. You should be ashamed that you are not Igbo. And you should be proud that you are Igbo. Because those that are not Igbo in truth, they wish that they are Igbo. So it is shameful, it is degrading for Igbo, no matter the location you find yourself, in zoo, in the past, anywhere Igbo is, he's Igbo. There is nothing like Nigeria then. So wherever you are Igbo there. It doesn't matter. Now they have divided some, put them in Kogi. Because they are in Kogi now, they are no more Igbo. It's not foolishness on Igbo. I scribe on Igbo. Because you were carved into Kogi, does that make you not to be in Igbo? But the other tribes in Kogi still maintain who they are. Why haven't you? Why would you? Even the Jaws, where that where Shore came from, Ogun, is it Oshu? Ondo, they still say that they are a Jaw people, but only Igbo in just across the river, in Delta State, in River State, is denying that he is only Igbo, that he is not a river person. Shameless people. After denying who you are, are you better than those who accepted? You can never be better. If you count yourself outside Igbo family, you've lost your spiritual backing. What that thing that backs the rest of Igbo will leave you. That is why I go to those people that say they are not Igbo. Even their behavior and the way they see things is is shifting as well. So I want you to know that the way forward, like I've said before, is that we all rally together so that we can achieve the Biafra we all are sacrificing our time to get. The reason I've been here for the past 3 hours speaking to you is that you may wake up and come out of that slumber. For you to see reality and know that there is nothing for you in Nigeria. Nigeria means represent nothing but setback, death. That is what Nigeria represents. And that is what they will always represent. You cannot give what you don't have. You give what you have. Nigeria was not structured or created by the British to favor you, nor to save you. It is created to keep you downtrodden and to perpetually knock you off balance forever. Destroy Nigeria to save life. Divide Nigeria to save life. Protest is not the solution to Nigeria. Protesting for something you know can never come to happen is nothing but foolishness in its highest order. If you use that energy to call the Nigerian government, to call your various House of Representatives and Senators, to call for what you call constitutional amendment to include referendum, because some of them said, oh, they agitate for that. Agitate for constitutional amendment to include referendum in Nigerian constitution. That will be more honorable for you. The Nigerian disintegration will not only benefit Biafrans, it will benefit the rest of Nigerians. It will be like a jailbreak where you now have opportunity to escape or to remain. Those who want to escape will escape with and become the country they want. Those who want to remain Nigerians will retain their Nigerians and now structure it in a way that it will favor them and become the envy of those who left. That is how to do things. You do not force people to be part of you. Rather, you create a platform, an atmosphere that will make that person that left you or that want to leave you to have a rethink. So when someone said, I want a divorce, you don't force that person to remain married to you. Rather, you will after offering the person every counsel or whatever you want to say, and the person insists or persists, you let the person go. Then it is the life that you live going forward that will make the person either to regret leaving you or to celebrate leaving you. So now Nigeria should give Biafrans what they want. Now watch Biafrans suffer. If there is, and now they will say, but we told you. But as it stands today, you cannot force us to remain one Nigeria. That is my submission tonight. And that is what I think every right-thinking Biafran should also use as a submission tonight. We need Biafra. That is the way forward, not protest, not better Nigeria. That is not it. Not Igbo presidency. That is not it. These things are nothing but a total distraction and something that will keep us in perpetuity in a Nigeria that is not workable to anybody. It has never worked before. It will never work today. It will never work tomorrow. Nigeria was, or rather is structured to fail, and it can never stand with the current structure that it has. So that is what I have come this evening to give to you as a message to my fellow comrades and Biafrans, and I want you to continue to believe that that our efforts and sacrifices will never be in vain. I want you to also go home, think about what you have discussed here tonight. And also, I want you to know that the more you share our program, the more so many people get to know about us. You can see, you can hear the quality of programs coming from this platform. It is not something you can keep for yourself alone. It's what's bringing others to it, so that everybody who has been wallowing in ignorance may see the light. Let us continue to pray, hope that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu regains his freedom soon. And let us continue to pray and hope that those who are piloting the affair of Biafra today will never fail, but rather they will keep succeeding from glory to glory. I ask you, that he should clothe you with long life, good health, and prosperity. I ask you, that he should stand by you when you are going out and when you are coming in. That everything you lay your hands to do will be filled with successes. Opportunity will knock on your doors. May Chukwu Okeabiama never forsake you. Our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will come out and nothing will happen to him. The enemies may try all they could, but the point is that Chukwu Okeabiama will never let Mazi Nnamdi Kanu down. Neither will he let the rest of Biafra down. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will lead us to Biafra. And every one of us that believe in him will follow him into that Biafra. If you are confused at this point, fellow Biafrans, it is time for you to look at things critically. Know those who fight against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and those who fight for him. Know those who fight for Biafra and those who fight against it. Know those whom you should listen to and those you should discard. I want you to know that at the point where we are today, you have every man for himself. Think for yourself. Act for yourself. But at the end of the day, your decision today will determine your level tomorrow. Let us continue to hope and believe that we that have stood will never be disappointed and will never be disgraced. Let us continue to believe that we shall see Biafra and we shall live in the Biafra that every one of us will be fulfilled and happy that we are part of. I thank you for joining this program this evening. I thank you for sitting before us, before me, before Chukwu Okeabiama, to worship with us in this platform this evening. This is a hallowed platform, Biafra, IPOB, Western Cape Media TV. Here, like I always said, common sense rules. We do not engage in propaganda. We engage in reality here. We try our best to bring you the updates concerning our leader. And today, you have seen that. You have heard it, and I hope that you continue to stand by us, supporting us, share our program, like our program, and preach the gospel of Biafra, that Chukwu Okeabiama may love you to keep you safe. I thank you, fellow Biafrans, and I pray that you'll be alive to see me again. from me, from here, it is good night, Biafrans.